Joshua's punches fit pretty, no.
The way they changed his mindset, he managed to become a heavyweight champion of the world, and it showed if you apply yourself to something, you can do anything, and that's why Mike became my favorite.
See all your fights and stuff? All your knockouts is spectacular. Know what that means? All this good stuff happening to you. Know what that means?
This is a top 50 or 60 cruiserweight in the world stepping up and fighting a top, I mean, even if you want to be really quick, top 10, but I think top 5 heavyweight in the world. So it would be unthinkable. I mean, both AJ and myself would need to retire from the sport if we got beat against Jake. But it ain't.
Mike Tyson exposes the one thing Joshua does that Jake Paul can't handle. Anthony Joshua's mindset is unmatched. He doesn't quit. He thrives under pressure, and he turns every setback into a stepping stone. Jake Paul simply doesn't have that mental toughness.
That he has a lot of talent, and not to get discouraged. He only loses when he quits. When you quit, all the doors of opportunities close. You know what I mean? You just got to be, you have to be game, and for the don't get discouraged if you lose. Listen, you just lost. You may have got $30 million. You should give Usyk a kiss and say, "Can we do this again?" Don't let this internalize you. Oh, I can't fight now. This white boy kicked my.
David Hay highlights exactly why Mike Tyson was right. Anthony Joshua's presence and physical dominance are unmatched. The one thing Jake Paul cannot handle is Joshua's complete command of size, power, and ring authority. Standing
what he's dealing with in the sport. Rogan has even said that Jake Paul might need PEDS to even hurt Joshua if he doesn't pull out of the fight. All this comes after multiple offers were sent to different fighters.
Anthony Joshua's size and power advantage cannot be overstated. Johnny Nelson confirms what Mike Tyson exposed. Joshua dominates every physical and technical aspect that Jake Paul could never match. Standing in the same ring, Joshua's presence alone is overwhelming. Paul is simply outclassed.
Joshua is bigger than Jake Paul in our world. So there'll be more of a judgment on Anthony Joshua than there will be on Jake Paul, because Anthony Joshua is expected to get this point.
Anthony Joshua's knockout power is legendary, and Joe Rogan perfectly highlights why Jake Paul is out of his depth. Joshua doesn't just fight, he annihilates with precision and timing. Paul's bravado collapses against a champion of this caliber. The one thing Joshua has that Paul will never replicate is that terrifying combination of skill, strength, and
dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
Jake Paul's own words reveal the truth. Even he recognizes Anthony Joshua's brutal power and elite experience. Joshua's record against top-tier fighters shows he doesn't just compete, he dominates. Paul's fear is the admission everyone watching already knows. He cannot handle Joshua's combination of technique to cheek, precision, and mental strength. Every time Joshua throws a punch, it carries the weight of a champion.
Fights that have literally ended in seconds. He's fought legends. Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
Not gonna lie.
Frank Warren confirms what the world already sees. Anthony Joshua's credentials and experience are untouchable for Jake Paul. There is no comparison between a natural heavyweight champion and a novice trying to play in the big leagues. Joshua has faced the toughest and has never faltered. Paul is untested against the caliber of a champion who has refined every punch.
AJ's a massive favourite. He's a natural heavyweight, two-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist. We all seen him. He can punch, he can bang. You see what he's done to Ngannou. Jake Paul, I don't think he's had amateur experience. He's had 12.
Frank Warren confirms what the world already sees. Anthony Joshua's credentials and experience are untouchable for Jake Paul. There is no comparison between a natural heavyweight champion and a novice trying to play in the big leagues. Joshua has faced the toughest and has never faltered. Paul is untested against the caliber of a champion who has refined every punch, every defense, and every mental edge over years of elite
At the balls, he was man enough. He was willing to test himself. He would prove everyone wrong, all his critics, like me. By the way, I'm not like out there on an island by myself. Everyone says the same thing, and he would potentially prove all of those critics wrong. Well, yeah, he would, maybe, unless there's some funny business, right? And for Anthony Joshua, as I said, this is kind of a lose-lose, right? Because if he wins, people are still going to say, well, you only beat Jake Paul, right? The man that lost to Tommy Fury, after all, right? That's the only loss in his record, Tommy Fury. You're telling me that Tommy Fury is going to beat him, and then Anthony Joshua's not going to beat him? So if he beats him, he gets no credit. And if he loses, then holy can you imagine? That would be the biggest downfall of any boxer's career.
Carl perfectly breaks it down. Anthony Joshua's timing, distance control, and power are far beyond anything Jake Paul can handle. Paul's losses and lack of experience show he is completely outclassed. Joshua can finish this fight in a round if he wants. There is no room for debate when a champion of Joshua's caliber steps into the ring. Paul will be exposed.
What happened? This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury for crying out.
David Benz makes the point crystal clear. Anthony Joshua has faced inexperienced opponents before and dismantled them without hesitation. Jake Paul is walking into a situation where he cannot compete physically or mentally with a multiple-time world champion. Joshua's experience at the highest level is terrifying for anyone who steps into the ring untested. Paul's confidence will crumble against a fighter who has proven himself over and over.
Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him.
Eddie Hearn's warning couldn't be more real. Anthony Joshua is in a completely different league than anyone Jake Paul has faced. Fighting Joshua is not just a challenge. It is a danger. Paul's bravado will meet reality as Joshua's technique, power, and timing leave no room for mistakes. This is a brutal mismatch, and Joshua knows exactly how to dismantle overconfident opponents. Paul might think he has a chance, but stepping into the ring with
got that many people around him that I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks he's got a chance against Anthony Joshua. You know, Jake, I watched him, Jake. You'll knock him out. Yeah. It's like, you know, but, you know, there's a difference between fighting Gervonta Davis, even Canelo Alvarez.
Eddie Hearn's warning couldn't be more real. Anthony Joshua is in a completely different league than anyone Jake Paul has faced. Fighting Joshua is not just a challenge. It is a danger. Paul's bravado will meet reality as Joshua's technique, power, and timing leave no room for mistakes. This is a brutal mismatch, and Joshua knows exactly how to dismantle overconfident opponents.
Oh, Jesus. That's a fucking bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what. A lot of people will watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
Dana White sums it up perfectly. Facing Anthony Joshua is not a simple fight for Jake Paul. It's a dangerous gamble that will expose every weakness. Everyone watching knows what they are about to see, and Paul cannot measure up. Joshua's power and precision mean this fight could end brutally fast. This is not about hype. It's about skill and experience.
This is the fight of his career. If he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's #1 contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, should I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua hurts this guy, seriously hurts this guy, and puts his...
Duke McKenzie nails the reality. Anthony Joshua has the chance to make this fight look effortless, while reminding the world why he is a true champion. Jake Paul is not a serious contender, and stepping into the ring with Joshua is dangerous. The power, precision, and experience Joshua brings could end the fight in devastating fashion. This is more than money. It is a test of skill and courage, and Paul will quickly learn the difference between an...
It's just a gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So, I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. Is nuts, and I think he's putting his life before he's putting his life.
Tony Bello says it all. This fight is terrifyingly one-sided, and Jake Paul is risking far more than he can handle. Anthony Joshua is a professional in every sense. A world champion and Olympic gold medalist whose skill and power are unmatched. Paul's overconfidence will be destroyed the moment he steps into the ring with Joshua. This is not a spectacle for money, but a serious test of survival in the ring. The physical and mental gap between them is massive, and Joshua's dominance will be absolute, leaving no...
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there...
Tommy Fury's words illustrate just how overwhelming Anthony Joshua is. Even a fraction of his power and skill is enough to dominate Jake Paul completely. Joshua's ability to finish fights swiftly and efficiently is what makes him a world-class heavyweight. Paul's bravado and social media fame mean nothing in the ring when facing someone of Joshua's experience and capability. The physical dominance, strategic intelligence, and knockout power of Joshua render Paul's chances laughable. This is a situation...
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake it.
Tyson Fury's reaction makes it clear that anyone even thinking about challenging Anthony Joshua is in over their head. Joshua's level is completely beyond Jake Paul's capabilities. Fury's words highlight the shocking gap between a true heavyweight champion and an influencer stepping into a real ring. Joshua's experience, strength, and tactical awareness make him unstoppable against someone untested at this level. Paul's attempts to compete would crumble almost instantly as Joshua imposes his will from the first exchange. The fight is not even close to predictable. Piers Morgan nails the psychology of the fight. Anthony Joshua is riding a wave of confidence and momentum that only a champion of his caliber can generate. Jake Paul stepping into the ring with this level of mental and physical readiness is a recipe for disaster. Joshua's preparation, timing, and precision are unmatched, and momentum is an invisible weapon that Paul simply cannot match. Every punch, every feint, and every tactical adjustment is amplified by Joshua's confidence. This is...
But I will say this to AJ. Don't let that guy knock you out, because that will be fucking nightmares forever. But one or two, put it this way, AJ has to kill him.
The stage is set, and there is no doubt who is in control. Anthony Joshua's combination of experience, power, and mental toughness makes him a nightmare for Jake Paul in every aspect. Every prediction, every analysis, every seasoned boxing voice agrees that Paul simply cannot match Joshua's physical dominance or ring intelligence. If Joshua wins, it will be a statement to the world that true champions operate on a different level, and that social media hype cannot replace skill and preparation. If by some miracle Jake Paul pulls off a shock, it would be one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. But even then, the world knows Joshua's superiority is unquestionable. The real battle is mental, and Joshua has already proven he is stronger, hungrier, and more disciplined. This is a fight that proves why Anthony Joshua is a generational